The Etsy bestseller badge. What does that mean for you and your sales? How does Etsy determine which listings to actually give it to? And how many sales does your listing need in order to be given this badge? Today in this video, we're going to talk about all of those things. So if you're interested in this topic, then keep on watching. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa and this channel is all about starting and growing your digital product business and making passive income online. So if you're interested in that type of content, then definitely consider subscribing. So today we're going to talk about the Etsy bestseller badge. I know that I have a few listings that have this badge. People ask me questions about it. How can you get it? So we're just gonna jump right into it. So let's talk about if it even matters if you have the bestseller badge or not. I haven't really found any studies online about this, but if you can imagine yourself going through Etsy search and you see a handful of listings at a glance and they all look pretty good and they're all in a similar price range, but one of them says bestseller. I don't know about you, but I would click on the bestseller, especially before knowing what it actually means, because I did do some research. Because from a consumer standpoint and from my perspective, it makes me feel like I can trust that listing a little bit more than the others. It seems to be like a badge of Etsy approval, kind of like I'm not going to get screwed over if I buy this listing. You could think what you would do and maybe think about your own buying habits to come to this conclusion for yourself. But for me, it would definitely matter at least a little bit. So how does Etsy decide which listings to give the bestseller badge to? Well, I actually couldn't find an Etsy article explaining this in detail, but there are some bloggers that did actually write some articles on this. This article that I'm referencing is from TechPenny. I will link the article down below in the description box. So I'm just gonna read it to you. What she said was, the bestseller badge basically states that you have sold many of that item in a small time frame over all other listings in that category. So TechPenny said in the article that a bunch of sellers do think that it's over a 28-day time period. So basically 28 days, they take a look at which listing had the most sales in that time period in a specific category, and then that listing is granted the bestseller badge. Okay, so now that we know all of this, let's look at one of my listings because I listed a daily planner and within a month or two, it was a bestseller. So let's take a look. I'm gonna share my screen. So this is the daily planner. So if you go to the stats, you can see that total, I've had 300 orders. I listed it in July, and then August, I had 21 orders. September, I had 35 orders. And of course, in January, it spiked up to 79 orders. But I do believe that I got the bestseller badge either August or September or October. One of those months. I remember I was shocked at how quickly I got the badge. So it might have appeared in September. Now, I still have the bestseller badge. And as you can see, it's April 7th right now. So in March, I only had 14 orders. And so far in April, I've had 3. So sales are definitely decreasing here, but I still have the bestseller badge. Now let's talk about how you can become a bestseller. So first, your offer needs to be on point. And then of course, you need a lot of sales in a short period of time. But a lot of people think they need traffic, but then they get the traffic or they pay for traffic and they realize they're spending more in ads than they're actually making. So some pointers for making sure your offer is on point is number one, it's really great to actually look at your own life, your own experience with a product or within your niche, because when you were at one point your own target audience, or if you still are your own target audience, you're gonna be able to bring something unique to the table. So for me, I used to use this planner from Tone It Up. I love this planner. I loved how everything was just on one sheet. I loved how I could track my meals and my water intake. So I wanted to incorporate that in this product that I was making. And clearly people were also interested in tracking similar things that I was interested in tracking. Another note about appearance is I did take a look on Pinterest and on Etsy. I typed in daily planner printable and I just glanced over some of the things that other people were doing. What I noticed is that a lot of people were using this minimalist style, and I really like that style. Just because everyone else was doing it wasn't the reason why I went that way. but I like that minimalist look. I saw that it was also working, so I went with that. I also get the question, how do I know what to include in my digital product? So other than looking at my past experience, and then of course using Etsy search and Pinterest search, I also did some additional research. So I used Marmalead. I know I talk about Marmalead a lot, but I went on Marmalead and I found that mood tracker and gratitude journal were keywords that people were actually searching for on Etsy. And added bonus was that they were both low competition. So when I found these two keywords and they were green across the board, and I also thought to myself, I could see myself using a mood tracker or a gratitude journal in my daily planner as well, I decided to go ahead and include that. Another added bonus to this additional research I did was now I can include those two keywords in my title. So if someone was to type in gratitude journal, my listing might pop up. Now that they see my daily planner and I include it and I have all the other things going, they might stop their search right there and choose to purchase my daily planner. Now, another great thing about this is that now your product gets to be unique because you have done such a thorough job of looking at your own experience, of taking in some of the things and taking a look at what other people are doing on Etsy and what you see on Pinterest, but not copying. And then you can do additional research to really flesh out your digital product and make it something special. Now, if you do go on Etsy and you do see that people are including a mood tracker and a gratitude journal and a note section and all that stuff like my planner does, it's because I'm on YouTube. People copy me all the time. I have to send a lot of cease and desist. But this isn't a typical situation. You usually don't make a successful product and then go on YouTube and talk about all the little facets of it and why it's so successful. I need to show you guys that I know what I'm talking about and I want you to get results and I want you to be successful. Okay, so I have my planner and my offer, as far as I know, is pretty on point. Now it's time to drive a lot of traffic in a small amount of time. So how did I do that? Well, I already had a Pinterest account that had a lot of traction and a couple of hundred followers. So I pinned a video pin of my planner and it pretty much went viral very, very soon after I posted it. So not that soon, but I think after a month, my pin was being reshared every single day, multiple times a day. So I did get an influx of traffic. I've asked people before, where did you see my planner? Most of them said Pinterest. So my sales really were coming from Pinterest. And since that pin went viral, I was able to get a lot of that traffic and it was a product pin, so it was converting into sales. If you do want to learn more about Pinterest, I will link a bunch of videos down below that should help you get started. Also, in my course, Marketing for Makers Academy, we go in depth on Pinterest. The module is crazy. There's a ton of knowledge. It's really going to help you grow that Pinterest account. So if you're interested in learning more about Marketing for Makers Academy, I'll link down below the free training. It's necessary that you watch that training before you sign up for the course, so I'll leave that down below as well. Thank you guys, of course, so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys. On Pinterest, it's a doozy of a module, so in my court,